What up, y'all? It's your boy Who's Who 74. We back with another One Piece chapter review. I'm actually two chapters behind right now. We reviewing chapter 1146 right now. And if I'm not too tired tonight, we could do 47 next. If not, I'll just do that tomorrow. But been backed up. Reason why I was late with this one was because I just got done celebrating my son's birthday. He just officially turned 1. Yeah, happy moment for sure, man. It seemed like just yesterday I was just telling the world that I'm about to be a dad. And this man is already 1, about to be walking. So ain't nothing like being a parent, that's all I can say. But we gonna get into this chapter review because I'm tired. So we start off with the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage Value number 31. So it's value number 31. I'll never forget the debt I owe you. I'll be your follower for life. So Ultir in page 1, well really Ultir is pledging her allegiance to Yamato for saving her and her brother. And page 1 just sitting there looking confused, like what the hell going on. But yeah, Ultir is a loyal servant to Yamato as of now. Or should I say Odin? Yeah, Odin somehow. As his first crewmate. So does that mean that Utir is gonna be Yamato first mate? That's what that mean. She gonna be Yamato first mate. Yamato's clearly gathering a crew, right? That's her origin story. All right, so let's get into the chapter. So we start off where we left off at on 1145 with um Gunko. She had just showed up on Colin's ship. Yeah, Colin's ship, because the Straw Hats, meaning Jinbei, Nami, and Usopp, they are on Colin's ship, Brook too, he there too. So, as Gunko standing aboard the ship, we see Usopp screaming, "Who are you?" And then Jinbei says, "I'm guessing it's Nami," finishes the statement by saying it's an intruder. Colin repeats that by saying intruder. And then Gunko says one of the no, Colin says one of the human intruders who the castle guards couldn't handle. So that's what Colin's pointing out. Oh, it's one of the intruders that the castle guards couldn't handle. Sorry about that. Thought my son woke up. So, as I was saying, Colin says I was the intruder who the guards couldn't handle. And then Nami says, "You're the ones who kidnapped the children." Then Gunko replies by saying, "You dare call me a human?" And Brooke looked shocked when she said that, like she implying she's not human. So Brooke took notice to that. Gunko then says, "We are gods." Usopp screams like gods. You sound like Eneru or the celestial dragons. And then Nami says, "What would gods want with the children of Elbaf?" Colin then says, "Yeah, what she said. Those are my friends. Why are you taking them?" Gunko then says, "Hold your tongue, boy." Yeah, shut the fuck up, Colin. We prefer a simpler method, but at that size, our options are limited. So that's Gerd and Frankie. They took down the giant cloud thing that was after them. I forgot they had met up with Lilith and Bonnie at that giant robot castle looking thing. So it looked like they took down the little thundercloud. Going back to Gunko, Gunko then says, "So they'll just have to walk. We will take them to the Holy Land via an appropriate route. The Holy Land marriage wise." So Gunko says that the children just gonna have to walk. They're gonna take them to the Holy Land via an appropriate route. Nami then responds like the Holy Land. You feel me? Are you talking about marriage? So Nami shocked. And then Jinbei like, "So you are a celestial dragon then, duel." Usopp screaming. This man been screaming the whole time. He hasn't stopped screaming. His entire dialogue has been screaming. He says, he says, "What? You mean those ugly, annoying, wait, you don't look like one of those. You don't look like the ones I'm thinking of." That's what he says. So Usopp pointing out she don't look like those, you feel me, celestial dragons that be walking around with the spacesuits on and all that. Cause all of them definitely look weird. We ain't gonna sugarcoat it. You feel me? I ain't gonna hold none of y'all. All of them look weird as hell. But Usopp pointing out like you don't look like one of them. So then Brooke says, "I suspect it's something above that of the Holy Knights." He said, "I'm suspecting it's something above that. The Holy Knights." And then Gunko responds the very same. And she sends one of her little arrows, her little alloy arrows, and it's going towards Usopp. And Usopp screams, "Does that mean you're capturing all those kids to turn them into slaves?" And then he screams, "Ah, what's this arrow doing?" Nami then readies up to attack. Nami says, "You'll do no such thing." She calls out Zeus. Zeus says, "Did you call for me, Nami?" Usopp is still screaming, "Ah, what does it keep chasing me?" He's trying to get away from that arrow, screaming like a bitch. And then Nami attacks. Thunder Shark as she swings her tempo stick and a giant lightning shark comes out. Well, it's like a thunder shark. It's like a black cloud, a black cloud with lightning coming out of it, but the cloud's in the shape of a shark with a face and teeth, actually. And she launches it at Gunko, and Gunko uses her arrows to dead ass redirect the attack. Gunko says, "One day the world as we know it will cease to exist," and Nami is looking shocked as her own attack is coming right back at her. And Gunko finishes her statement by saying, oh, so we thought. So Gunko was saying that the world was gonna come to an end, but that's what they thought. Apparently, something changed. The attack actually hits Nami, it looks like. Oh no, it hit Brooke. So it actually hit Brooke and Zeus looks like. Nami says it's me, you, whatever. Small number of humans realized it. Okay, yeah, so Gunko says, one day the world as we know it would cease to exist, or so we thought, but a small number of humans realized it and warned the world of danger. So that's what fucked up they plan. World can't end when people know about it. They gon' plan to survive. And then Usopp finally does something. He readies up to attack. He's aiming his bow and his motherfucking what's that is? Slingshot. Yeah, he aiming a slingshot right at her. Let's see what the name of this attack is. Bullseye. He doesn't call the attack, but he just smacked her dead in her fucking face and said bullseye. And it was a giant explosion, and a mushroom cloud looks like a dead skeleton. He says, you thought we'd be intimidated by celestial dragons? That's a wonderful panel. Wonderful panel. He blew this bitch whole upper body off. God damn, hold on. Look at this. He blew her shit off. We gonna move that up there since that thing in the way. There. Now it won't bother nobody. Okay, so he blew her shit off here. He says, you didn't have to be so gruesome, Usopp. Somebody screamed that out. Usopp says, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to blow your upper half off. And this bitch started regenerating, bro. As you guys see, she says, ew, I felt bad for her, but the way she's regenerating is really grossing me out. That's what Nami said. Then Brooke says, you're right. It's really creepy seeing someone come back to life. Brooke, you funny as hell. Everything he says is a contradiction to his entire being. So this bitch is regenerating, dead ass regenerating from being nothing but a, a stomach and legs. She says now it's the unstoppable. Now it is unstoppable. So she launches the arrow at Usopp and says no one can stop it. So she telling about no one can stop the end of the world that's coming out. Usopp says, I had a feeling these arrows are pointing towards the targets of her attack. We've got this one, Usopp. It says it would be the height of folly to take a hit as predicted. The countdown begins. So we cut over to, as you guys see, Dory and Bragi on the giant ship. That's the what you call it, Eric. A vast war will assure and drag the entire world into it. So Gunko filling them in on what's going on. She's saying the world's still gonna end. Ain't nothing you can do to stop it. She said a war gonna happen now. Because at first it was just gonna be a flood. Theoretically, what she's saying. That at first it was just gonna be a flood that was gonna wipe everybody out. But thanks to Vegapunk revealing that information to the world, now it's got to be a war because people are figuring out they're gonna use common sense and put together who the threat is that's risking destroying the world, and they're gonna fight back. Duh. So it's gonna be the government versus the rest of the world, the government and their alliances. A vast war will ensure and drag the entire world into it. And Dorian Broggy just ripping through shit. I don't really take too much of that though because we don't know how strong them damn things is that they fight. Those are kids' fears, kid dreams, you feel me? Them things probably weak as hell. Nami says the world at war. The whole world at war, that would never happen. So you're trying to seize control of Elbaf and preparations for it. That's what Jinbei putting together. By taking children as hostages. What cheap cowardice. Gunko leaps into action saying, I prefer my duty as commanded. I perform my duty as commanded. But it could all be for nothing. The lives of a few children might as well be trash to me. I do not understand the concept of hostages. What's wrong with you? Then Usopp says, what's wrong with you? You got a few screws loose? Colin jumps up, talking about some, I'll fight you, sit your little ass down. Okay, so I ain't see the rest of Gunko dialogue. So to wrap up Gunko's entire dialogue, we gonna go through everything she said because it was a lot of in between. So what Gunko said was, one day the world as we know it will cease to exist, or so we thought. She says, but she she says a small number of humans realized it and warned the world of danger. She says, and now it is unstoppable. No one can stop it. The countdown has begun. A vast war will ensure and drag the entire world into it. And which side the Giants pledge their allegiance to will have a profound effect on the outcome of the war. Okay, so whoever side the Giants on, they gonna be the ones that really win the war. And we get a little shot of Loki and Luffy, fat as hell, laying on the floor, stuffed because they just got through eating. And that's when Colin says she'll fight Gunko after she leaped into action. He gonna get his little ass beat. So Gunko wraps the arrow around his neck, and she got him strung up. Jinbei goes in, 5,000 sand bricks for an attack. Brook goes in for an attack as well, and Gunko uses her arrows to deflect their attacks right at each other. So Brook and motherfucking Jinbei theoretically all took each other out. And then she runs in and sweet chins music, Nami right in her shit. She goes flying off the boat. Usopp shoots one more arrow. And Gunko dodges that and swoops in and knees this man right. She get this man a shining wizard right in his mouth. Nami got the sweet chin music. Usopp got a shining wizard. So then somebody is talking. One of the Holy Knights says, how's this? How is it looking? You all set up Killingham? The the means of communication are so inadequate in Elbaf. No kidding, but it seems like every village and important facility has its own transmission tool. No printable tusk. So we cut to the school where it looks like Killingham is over here fucking shit up. He don't slam Principal Tusk on this shit. He says corner, corner, nice hard corner. So he don't beat all their ass. They on the ground. Oh, I can't move. Killingham says, yes, that's because your body has been slumbertized. Slumbertized. What's that? What you made her sleepy? He says, it's this big one, right? I've never heard of a transponder keel bug. Try talking through the transponder, Snell Summers. This should send it all across Elbath. All right, so we picking up on the transmission. I guess that Summers talking. He says, all right, I'll give it a shot. Summers says, just give me a minute first, killing him. He's almost down. He's fighting Saul. And yeah, okay, I can see his devil fruit being OP. This man don't created a whole field of thorns around Saul. Saul has no movement right now. He got a thorn club that he beating his ass with. And not a motherfucker Robin and Chopper is just inside the beer being quiet, not even helping. They supposed to be jumping this man. So Summer says this is the guy who should have died at O'Hara, the former vice admiral. Saul says Robin Chopper don't come out, stay hidden around the back of my head. Summers then says school, so Saul telling them not to help. He telling them to stay hidden. He wouldn't take the L by himself. So then Summers replies, he's looking around talking. He says, schools, libraries, what kind of peace loving nonsense is this? You, he says, you people loving what? Okay, let me start up. I'm tweaking. Okay, he says, schools, libraries, what kind of peace loving nonsense is this? You people are warriors. So he's saying, you feel me? Fuck y'all got schools and all this peace stuff for giants back in the past from what everybody remember and what they used to. They was warriors, revered warriors, you feel me? Ancient warriors of the past. Now they got schools, they on a time of peace, and it's very rare to see a warrior pirate, a warrior giant nowadays outside the giant pirates, and that's just a few on their ship. So then back to what Summers is saying, he's saying you're going to use the vicious, violent power that once terrified the world in service to us as mercenaries. Isn't that right, King Harold? And then Summer says, and then that stupid Harold had to go screw it up. All goes down, to be continued. That's it for the day, yeah. Okay, so we'll do the next chapter tomorrow. After we do the next chapter, that's when I'll wrap everything up about how I feel about those two chapters. I'm tired right now. Y'all take it easy. Thanks for tuning in with me. We did not have a blunt to smoke tonight because I'm on doing ships, focus on drinking this tea. So y'all have a good one, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll smoke then, I promise you. I'm sick right now. Y'all don't want to smoke with me anyway.